My co-host is Alexis Hughes, and we are going to break down eXp Explained for you today. Alexis is going to pull up our slides. We're going to try to make this as interesting as possible. I run a team of about 1,715 agents in 46 states and in 13 countries. I've been here for 4 years. I came over with one friend. So we're going to explain to you a little bit how this works. We like to explain eXp as a 3-lane highway. Lane 1, we sell real estate, all stuff that we all know how to do or are learning how to do better. And then lane 2 is earning stock. There's 5 ways that you earn stock at this company. Many of us have built huge portfolios, 5, 6, 7-figure portfolios by getting paid in stock versus trophies. And then lane 3, which is how to build and compound your virtual brokerage. So we do it here at eXp on a universal brokerage. We're not a franchise, and we're going to kind of unpack what that looks like. So my co-host came over 3.5 years ago doing $4.9 million of business and very disappointed with herself at that high volume. She was brand new. She wanted more. In the 3.5 years she's been here, she's added her team from 2 to 57 agents. And year to date, she's at $16 million in this. So I couldn't be in better company. So let me turn it over to Alexis and let's get rocking and rolling.
Hey guys. So Rich did an amazing job with his introduction. I want to talk to you guys today about those 3 lanes that he talked about. So with eXp, you have absolutely 3 ways that you can earn revenue in this business that we call real estate. So lane 1 is like what we do every single day, what we're not going to stop doing. It's our sales. We have really awesome tools, techs to make you more efficient, to help your business grow. SkySlope, our eXp World, the workplace, KB Core, iBuyer programs, healthcare programs, relocation certification departments, and so much that we could not even encompass it in one call, but we are going to touch on some of these in detail. Lane 2 is your stock. There are 5 ways that we're going to talk about that you can earn stock, purchase stock, be gifted stock. I mean, the possibilities are endless. We are publicly traded on NASDAQ too, which is another amazing thing. Then we have our lane 3. So that is our revenue share. So if you're one of those people that you think really big and you want to start your own team, or you are a team leader or a brokerage owner, we're going to talk to you about how you can expand beyond your wildest dreams in a way that no other brokerage out there will ever possibly be able to give you. We're going to be able to teach you how to diversify your income, how to collaborate. So all of these agents that you secretly look up to, that you view as competitors, can now become your business partners, and you can grow together instead of competing with each other. Friends from high school that you didn't think you'd ever be able to work at the same brokerage with because they're in California and you're in North Carolina, you can now work with them. Again, all of these lanes are optional. Obviously, I hope you guys don't want the option to not sell initially, but all of these lanes are absolutely optional for you. All righty. Let's talk about how eXp came to be. We know that innovation is always happening in this world. The businesses and business owners that do not innovate eventually die out. Let's just be honest. If we take a look at Blockbuster, I'd say probably 2 years ago, Rich, that Blockbuster, the last Blockbuster, closed down. Fun story, years and years ago, Netflix, which we all know now, approached Blockbuster and they said, hey, we've got this cool concept. Instead of people coming here and taking physical movies and popping them into a VCR, or physical DVDs and popping them into a VCR, why don't you guys let them stream it? And Blockbuster laughed and turned them down. Boy, if y'all check out their stock and that company's value today, I bet you Blockbuster is kicking themselves. I bet you every single franchise owner that turned Netflix down is kicking themselves. Take a look at Circuit City. We used to go there to get everything that we needed. Amazon came in, started out of their garage, for crying out loud, came in, and now most people don't even know what Circuit City was. If you're on this call and you don't know what Circuit City was, it was a brick and mortar store that used to carry things like office supplies and TVs and chairs and all of those things you would go to Amazon and get at your door in 4 hours. Now, that was what Circuit City was, which brings me to my next point. Traditional real estate brokerages, brick and mortar offices, overhead costs, computers, all of these things and physical places are now being taken over by the virtual world that is eXp Realty. There's a reason we are the fastest growing brokerage in history. And that reason is solely based on the fact that being virtual allows us an ability to scale and to pivot way quicker than any other brokerage out there. Being virtual and cutting those overhead costs allows us to invest money in better technology, to invest money in our agents, to invest money in acquiring things like Showcase IDX and Virbella, and making sure that we're dominating the industry. And we're going to talk about that today. Rich, I think this one's you.
Yeah, so listen, having a cloud campus has allowed us to get away from a franchise model and connect agents so far in 18 countries. We just launched Germany yesterday. So we are in 18 countries now at eXp, because if you have an internet signal, you are in business. Your entire office now can be at your own brick and mortar space if that's what you want. I have one. But it can also be with you and your laptop. We have real-time support, 1,200 paid employees by eXp there to help you in a myriad of topics: accounting, onboarding, transactions. We have a broker stateroom map where you can click on the state and talk to your live broker in real time. All your bookkeeping is set up. All of our education is on there, between 50 and 100 hours of free education. Guess what? The teachers aren't like, Tom, who has a real passion for teaching new agents and sells 4 houses a year. It's agents like Alexis that are icon agents. This is the top 1% of producing agents in the country. For them to get their cap gifted back in stock, which, don't worry, if I'm speaking Mandarin, we're going to make sense of all of this very shortly. They actually are able to outperform the model and get the $16,000 that they paid in gifted back in stock because of their production. Well, part of them earning that back is to do live training with their mastery on how they were able to be so productive. Those are our type of teachers. International collaboration. This is insane. So I'll tell you guys a very quick story about how this works on the next slide, which is our international footprint. I knew an agent with a beautiful British accent, a young guy with long blonde hair named Barry Pulver that drinks coffee with me 10 minutes from my house. After that relationship, got a chance to be plugged into this platform. Now Barry Pulver has 230 estate agents. We opened up the UK right out of our coffee shop here, Summit in Davidson. And now I have 230 estate agents, and we collaborate and meet in the cloud. No need to get on an airplane and kiss my wife and kids goodbye and go to London and contend with the rain like we're contending with here in North Carolina today. I can just meet them in the virtual world. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. We are in proximity with people that are iron sharpening iron. We have 62,000 agents collaborating in the world and on the biggest referral network that's ever existed in the business, and we operate that off Workplace. Workplace was generated by Facebook, so no learning curve on all of you adult learners that are wrinkling your forehead right now. It's exactly like Facebook, and we are giving referrals, we are training, we are collaborating, we're answering questions, we're sharing tools, because I have no problem sharing all my secrets to an agent in California because they're not selling in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have equity opportunities. When you take a lean business model, which pretty much dismisses all the people stealing paper and staplers and adjusting the thermostat and scrolling Facebook that you're paying to be in the office space, we're able to keep our margins down nice and tight, just like Amazon, just like Lyft and Uber, just like Netflix did it, just like every single disruptor of technology has done it, just like VRBO has disrupted hotels, and everything's being disrupted by innovation. We iterate innovation at this company. And because we've got our expenses so low, we have this awesome business plan. So let me just break it down for you in case you guys are unsure of how this works. Because we are not a franchise model, we don't have market center owners and all of these hands in our pockets. We have a very pure system. eXp takes 50% of the gross revenue for all 6 companies under the parent company called EXPI. You're going to get stock in this company, so do a Google search, right? All of these companies generate income. And with that income, eXp takes 50% of it and it recycles it back to us in lane 2, which is being a shareholder and earning stock, and then lane 3, which is the ability to grow your organization grassroots style, one relationship at a time. We have no human resources department. So this equity opportunity is super good because the 50% they pay back to us, the other 50% they pay all their bills, and they operate off like roughly a 14% margin So they have 36% profit, and 14% of that revenue is paying all of their expenses. They pay their expenses out of their share. So this company is so healthy that we actually finally, for the first time, we've been on the NASDAQ like 2 years, 3 years. We just paid a dividend on August 30th to every shareholder, right? Which now at this point is not just eXp agents, but it's our clients, our financial advisors, it's everybody, right? So this equity opportunity is a super, super good thing. This is an ancillary growth, wealth growth type of platform that you can build equity in this company time and time and time again. So this cloud campus environment with these avatars and these 1,200 employees and the live education and the healthcare for all of us, all of that stuff is wrapped up into a virtual office that you bring with you everywhere you go, and you have live support. So no more costly overhead, no more local confinement, no more inconsistent growth incentive, no more paid recruiters, no more limited technology, no more chasing down for support, chasing down your broker. All of that is in real time immersive. So pretty cool stuff here. eXp is a radically different company than any other company. So let's talk about growth. So when Alexis and I came over to eXp, we were a startup. I mean, I hate to say it, but we had, 4,000 or 5,000 agents. We were in about 30 something states. We were not in half of the MLSs. And now, because we bought Showcase IDX, we are the only real estate company that is taking Zillow and doing a double leg takedown and throwing elbows. We are not playing any games. We own the IDX to every MLS in this market. We are creating a public facing app for people to search houses anywhere they vacation, anywhere they daydream on their couch. And we're not going to sell leads to other companies. They all go back to eXp. Not only are we in all 50 states in the United States, but we're in every province in Canada. We're open in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Brazil, South Africa, Portugal. The UK opened up 4 countries in one shot. Thanks to Barry Culver and Jason Guessing, our CEO, we were able to pull off our first international opening there. Australia opened on the same day, but the UK has outperformed them because the UK is on fire right now. Italy, which is great. So my grandfather would be very happy about that. India, I think we're at almost 1,000 agents in India. We just opened up a couple months ago, and Hong Kong. So if you don't think that eXp can hit 1 million agents in the next 10 years, well, you haven't been to Hong Kong, right? I could hit a golf ball and hit 1 million people. We are growing right now 10 countries per year. So we just opened up Germany this month. And I think we opened up this year alone, India, Italy, Portugal, France, South Africa, Brazil, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. Give you an idea how busy we are. We are one global company. Now, what's cool about that is that I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I grew up in South Florida. In South Florida, I can sell real estate and it goes toward the same $16,000 cap that I'm paying in North Carolina. So I have one global cap. How cool is that? Also, another cool thing, I can grow my organization out. So I have agents now in almost all 50 states and in 13 countries because one relationship leads to another, which leads to another, and we build out an empire here. And it keeps compounding. So would you rather have 5 listings at 6% commission, or would you rather have 5,000 listings at 0.5% commission, especially if they keep replicating through referrals? That's how we grow here. So our international map is something that you're going to watch just more and more flags pop up every single year. All right, I don't know if I have my remote control working, so Alexis, can you give me a tap?
Guys, I'll be honest, it takes me 2 clicks, very, very like on the dot clicks to get it to go to the next slide, so bear with me. See, you don't have to be good at tech to work for a virtual brokerage. Okay, guys, so welcome to our world. What's our world? So our world is our virtual office. We hear all the time, oh, you guys don't have an office. You don't. No, we absolutely have an office. We have a virtual office. In addition to that, we also have contracts with Regis Suites. So if you're that type of person that needs a physical location, you have to have a physical location to be productive. We've got you covered on that too. So let's talk a little bit about our cloud campus. You see that avatar down there? That's me. I still run into walls. There's a boat there that I still, after 3.5 years, can't get off of. But it's okay because I don't go into the world to play. I go into the world to get questions answered by my broker in charge, get questions answered by other state brokers. I mean, I've popped into multiple states, Florida, Georgia, California. I'm sure that my broker in charge here in North Carolina loves the fact that she's not the only one I'm a problem child for, because I love to annoy. I don't take no for an answer. And so that's what I love about this. They can't screen my calls. I just go into the world and I can find them. What's also awesome is this is where all of our training is going to take place. That 50 to 100 hours, all of that training is taking place in this world. And so I don't know if you guys have ever thought to yourself, man, I'd give anything to be in a training with someone from Tariq off of HGTV's organization and learn how they do that and how they pick the houses they flip and how they make these relationships. Guess what? You don't have to give anything because it's free in our world. You're going to learn from all these people, multi-million-dollar producers, people making 500,000 GCI. You're learning their tips, their trades, everything here in the world. What's even better about it is you're doing this by cutting out all of the office chit chat and gossip, from having to chase down your broker in charge, from having to sit through 5 or 6 months worth of training that you don't even need or want to get to it. You're making yourself more productive. Myself personally, I attend trainings in my pajamas. Y'all don't want to see what I look like when I first wake up, but the beauty of it is I still get to sleep in, grab my coffee, throw my messy bun up, and jump on the world and get my training. Why does this matter, you guys say? Some of you guys may think to yourself, I don't mind driving to an office. I like the collaboration. Well, you still get that, and that's via our world, via our workplace. That collaboration is still there. But the beauty of it is you become more productive, because by cutting out the office chit chat and the commute time of an hour to the office and an hour back, possibly getting some work done, by cutting all of that out, you're being more productive. That's about 3.5 hours of your time that you get back where you can actually implement the things you're learning in the world. You also have our transactions department. We have our tech support. Like Rich said, over 600 admin staff are in this world ready to help you. If you've ever had a question about your commission check and you've had to hunt your broker in charge down, here you go, no more. Walk into the world, takes 5 seconds, your answers are going to be there. If you've ever had a question about, God, why is my MLS not working with my computer? What is going on? Not a problem. Go into the world. Tech support is going to be your personal Best Buy Geek Squad. They're going to hijack your computer, fix it for you in 10 seconds, save you the headache and the heartache and the aggravation where most of us would just give up and probably ask another agent to use their MLS. All of that is taken away by having this virtual world. I love it personally. I think everybody on this call would love it as well. If you guys have not seen our world, if you're wondering what in the heck is she talking about, or you're that person like me, I've got to see it to understand it, please get with whoever has invited you to this call. We can send you a guest pass. You can check out our training. We're more of a show and tell type company rather than a just, oh yeah, we've got good training. Just believe us, just take our word for it. No, get a guest pass, come into the world, experience our training, experience how the world works, go and interview the state broker so you know who it is you're going to be signing under. All of that you can do, which I think is pretty amazing. All right, guys, our solutions, we talked about those things. What's going to drive your business? How did I go from 4.9 million in volume when I came over to eXp to over 20 million in 2020 as a single agent? This is what we're going to focus on now. And all of these tools is how I did it. This is our eXp Enterprise dashboard. And a lot of people are like, what? Your dashboard? Just think of this as the cockpit. This is the cockpit that's going to fly the plane that is your business. And so anything that you need whatsoever for your business is here. Have you guys ever joined a brokerage and you're like, where do I find the logos? And it takes the broker in charge a week to get it back to you. Or you're like, hey man, I really need to know who our preferred lenders are. Or what did you deduct from my commission check? All of that is here. So we are very big on transparency. So you can literally click our My Business button and it'll tell you all of your transactions that you've closed, exactly what fees were taken out of those, what those fees were for. It'll tell you what your closed transactions were. Tax time is a breeze. It used to not be. All I do is download my CVS file from my enterprise dashboard and give it to my accountant. Boom. Woo, there you go. All finished. If you guys want to know, hey, guys, I went forward. I told you I didn't know this very well. If you want to know, hey, how do I get involved in some of the charity work? I was Humanitarian of the Year in 2019, so this is something that I'm really big on. Here we go. Our charitable organizations are right there for you. If you want to get involved and you want to give back and be that philanthropic, I can't ever say the word person, it's here for you. You're also going to have big transparency if you do participate in the revenue share program. I know at some other brokerages, they give you incentives for helping grow the brokerage, but you never really know what it is and how it's broken down and when's it going to happen and are you getting anything this month? You never know that. Not with us. We have click of a button, everything with revenue share listed out. You know exactly what's happening, exactly what's going to be deposited into your bank account on the 22nd of every single month. And it's just, our dashboard is amazing. Next, we have our systems, guys. So over here to the left, you're going to see SkySlope. What is SkySlope, you say? SkySlope is going to keep you out of real estate jail and help your license stay active. I say that jokingly, but it is true. So some of the admin staff that we talk about, they're our compliance department. They're the ones that's going behind you, making sure that, you know, you didn't miss some initials on a contract, or you get to closing and all of a sudden your seller wants to fire you and you say, you can't because we've got a contract. And they say, no, we don't. I didn't initial page 10 of that contract. Guess what? It's not executed. Compliance is going to make sure that never happens to you. Additionally, this is where you're going to send your send things for digital signatures. All of this is included. If you're that person that has ever had to hunt down a W-9 or a referral form or any of the miscellaneous items that you will need throughout a transaction that maybe require a broker in charge signature, you're not going to have to go and hunt the admin support staff of one person that's supporting 60 people that probably doesn't know where the one that implemented it 3 positions before her put it. It's going to be here. You've got your W-9 all very much ready to go for you. Additionally, we have KV Core. Anyone that's on this call that has been with eXp for some time, they will know that KV Core is my baby. This is one of the top 3 reasons I feel that my business has grown so tremendously. And what is it? This is your CRM. It's tied to your own personal website that's provided for you via eXp. It has apps, so you've always got it on the go as well. But what it is it stays in contact with your clients for you. It takes drip campaigns and it's like, hey, Bob Smith, I noticed you favorited a property. Thank you. Bob Smith thinks it's you talking, but it's really your computer system. Additionally, you can lead generate for free in this actual platform with 2 clicks of a button. If you've ever been that person that shared an agent in your firm's listing on social media and it wasn't attached to some kind of CRM, the link you're providing, you're doing yourself a great disservice and honestly, it not being effective. Yes, it may sometimes get you a lead, but 9 times out of 10, it won't. How do you know who in your friends list is looking, or their friends for that matter? With KV Core, when they click on that link, it's going to automatically pull them in. If they're clicking on the link, most likely they're interested in buying a home or at least mulling the idea around. They're curious, so they become your lead. What I really love about this is it's going to use artificial intelligence to automatically switch to where it needs to go based on what that particular customer or client is doing on your website. So we have all had those clients that come in and they're like, yep, my budget is $300,000. I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. And then all of a sudden, after a month of sending them 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes under $300,000, they send you a house for $500,000 and 6 bedrooms. And you're like, wait, time out. And they feel like you're not working for them. Not with KV Core. KV Core is automatically going to take what they're looking at and adjust their search alerts based on what they're doing. Additionally, KV Core is going to take artificial intelligence to tell you, hey, Alexis, based off of Nancy Drew's activity on your website, she's what we call a hot lead. You need to follow up with her right now and do XYZ because based off of her behavior, in the next 30 days, she's ready to go under contract. So I could go on and on about KV Core, guys. I do training classes. I've got 4 hours of training on my YouTube channel on KV Core. I could honestly do 8 hours of training on KV Core. It is so robust, and you are going to find that this is one of the biggest assets to your business that eXp can provide you. Before joining eXp, I was actually going to start my own firm, and I'd used this at a previous firm, and it cost $300 a month just for a single agent at that time. Now, mind you, that was 3.5 years ago, so I can only imagine the price has gone up, and there's a good reason why it's so expensive. Well, with eXp, I was like, hey, if nothing else, I get to KV Core at no extra cost. I get a website at no extra cost, and I'll earn some stock in the process. So definitely an asset to look into. Our other thing that Rich talked about was eXp Workplace. And guys, this is another one I love. I hear so many people ask me, what is Workplace? How does that work? Basically, it's Facebook. It's Facebook, but it's only for eXp people. And this is how we collaborate. I've heard people say you can't build relationships online. Well, that's not true. If anybody on this call is on Facebook and you can't tell me that you don't have friends on Facebook that you've never met in person, but when you see their baby is born, you don't love it and get warm, fuzzy feelings, you're lying. You can absolutely create those relationships. And we do that through our Workplace. Workplace has groups for commercial learning. It has groups for relocation. It has groups for newer agents. It has groups for social media. Every single kind of group you can imagine, it's there. You can find your place in the world of real estate in our Workplace. Find your niche group, your people, your tribe that you work with best. Additionally, what I really, really like about it, and I think this is a testament to how amazing this platform is. I can remember before being with eXp, going on these national boards and Lab Coat Agents, Real Estate Mastermind, all of these national boards. And if a referral came out, I would try and get my name in the pot before 300 comments got up there. But I was competing against Cindy Lou Who that had 25 agents recommending her. And I'm like, wait, Cindy, who is this? Why does everybody recommend her? And I go on, she's only done 4 transactions her entire career. Obviously, she's got some great cheerleaders, but man, I can't compete with that. I'm a new agent. I don't have 25 agents that are going to go tag me in there. With our referral group within our Workplace, we like to keep the referrals in-house with our eXp agents. Nobody in this world can predict what's going to happen with the stock market. We're not making predictions or anything like that. But reason would deduce the more sales that a real estate company that's traded on a public NASDAQ do, the higher the price of the stock will go up. Why wouldn't we want to do everything we can to keep our referrals in-house? Why wouldn't we want you to be successful? Because we're all owners in this firm. We all own it. We would want it to be more successful. And so when someone puts a referral out here, they're going to tag you. You get first opportunity. I've literally had agents that have come on board and in the first week gotten 4 referrals. I myself in the first month at eXp got 3 million in volume in referrals. I capped from referrals alone. How insane is that? So you guys are going to find the eXp Workplace to be very advantageous for you. We also have our marketing center. And so this goes back to, where do we find the logo? How do I get a listing presentation? Hey, where do those cool flyers come from that you guys are always putting up? It's all here. Anything you could want for your business marketing wise is in our marketing center, even to the point where within clicks of a button, 5 minutes of your time, you can have a flyer ready to go to door knock. I've literally had this happen where a client wanted a house on a specific street because that's where their son and daughter-in-law lived. And we went and we viewed the one house on that street for sale, and nope, didn't work. I pulled down the street, went into our marketing center, got the letter that was, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, I have a buyer looking in your area. If you're considering selling, please let me know. Customized it to myself in 5 seconds. Popped it to the Staples 2 minutes down the road, got it printed out for $10. And I walked just the one street. And mind you, I'd never door knocked in my life and swore I never would, but I couldn't let the opportunity pass. And since I was right there and I can pull it up on my phone and do it, and it was so quick and easy, why not? I want you guys to know we ended up finding them a house from that letter, finding them a house to buy, and I got more listings from it. So the ability that having these systems like Marketing Center gives you to pivot and think on your feet and do things quickly, it really, really does fuel your business. All right, Rich is going to talk to you about the important stuff, the money, what everybody wants to know.
Yeah, so it's funny, I ran the second biggest team for Remax in the state of North Carolina, and I was starting to get to the point where I was like, I got to start my own brokerage. The margin that this brokerage is making off me is causing me to then make a margin off my team, and it's at everyone's opportunity. It's at my expense. Remax was at my expense. And then me as a team lead was at the expense of my team members. I wanted a way to level this up. So I was looking at different franchises or doing an indie, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to go get a lease I'm going to have to go hire 2 or 3 people for 45, 50,000 a year. I'm going to have to go out there and recruit. And right now I'm the top producer. So it takes me from being a technician to a very poor manager to now a vacant entrepreneur because I'm so busy doing everything. And I got overwhelmed. So I was like, I'm just going to do nothing. So I sat on my hands for a few years and my hair went gray during the down market. And I was looking at different franchises and I was like, man, the territories are going to cost me $250,000 to go start up a territory. And then I got to go learn how to do their whole system and romance the stone there. And then I got to come back and I got to hire a recruiter and I got to deal with corporate. And well, anyway, I decided no way. So when I came to eXp in 2017, I came here because it is not a franchise. No real startup cost. I mean, for the $150 for us to join eXp, it includes the first month, which is 85 a month in your cloud brokerage fee. It gets me 1,000 business cards. It gets me 10 listing folders. It gets me access to the entire dashboard, which will show the heartbeat of my entire business. Now I have 1,200 employees working at my fingertips and I'm not writing the check. Now we have 10 state brokers in North Carolina and I'm not the one liable. Now we have the ability to expand my team so I'm not stuck recruiting in 28117. And now we have the greatest benefit that my team members can bring over their colleagues and be business owners versus always trying to work on my retirement account, not their first priority. So this whole model is basically set up on this half a page with font overlapping other font. It's a pretty simple setup. We are at an 80-20 commission split. Okay, let me repeat that. If you're brand new, go find an 80-20 commission split. Doesn't happen, right? You have to start off at 40 out on a team at 25%, 30%, 35%, 50% if you're lucky, right? And then you have to go there in a broker in charge's office and beg for a raise every time that you feel like you've made more deposits than withdrawals. And then maybe you're lucky to get to 80-20 or 90-10, maybe, right? Here, everybody's at an 80-20. So Alexis Hughes, who is one of the only people in the entire company that's icon twice in the same year. Don't worry, we're going to explain what that is, right? An icon agent is an agent that hits their cap and does 20 additional transactions or over $500,000 of gross commission income. She accomplished that twice in the same year, which means that she was gifted back her entire $16,000 cap twice in one calendar year, right? Those people here at eXp don't get a better commission split than you, even if you haven't sold more than 7 or 8 houses. We're all at 80-20. Now, if you want a pay raise, congratulations. Your boss is right in the mirror. Go out there, sell more real estate, cap fast, and go to 100% commission. No royalty fees, no market center fees, no desk fees, no fees for being gray haired or fees for anything else, great parking spot, none of that. We have 3,000 Regis executive locations that we have access to meet our clients in swanky modern buildings across the globe. You have the ability to have your own brick and mortar brokerage if you want. It's a la carte, paid out of your pocket. What we want to do is keep a real streamlined primal footprint that allows us to expand and grow. And you can decide what's important to you and your success. So we're at an 80-20 commission split. When the 20% equates to $16,000, consider that a deductible. You're done. You go to 100% until your anniversary restarts again. Now, what's super, super cool is that many of you guys don't know what a cap is. That means that you're putting a tourniquet on and you're stopping the bleeding, right? I paid over $2 million in commissions in my career. And at eXp, I have been here for 4 years. So $64,000 is what I paid in 4 years versus $2 million. I paid over $100,000 a year for running my team at my last firm. Okay. Once you pay your $16,000 cap and only then, not before, you go to 100% commission and they implement a $250 transaction fee. $250 per transaction only when you're at 100%. Now, when that $250 transaction fee, which a transaction is defined as a lease, a sale, or a referral, which is uber easy to get on Workplace, right? But the $250 transaction fee happens 20 times. I went to public school, but I can even do the math on that. That's $5,000 of transaction fees that you paid in. Once you hit $5,000 paid in, They say you're an icon agent. You get $8,000 stock immediately gifted. 2,000 if you attend the shareholders meeting. By the way, you guys never attended shareholders meetings because you're not a shareholder. Pretty cool meeting to go to. And then if you attend the convention, which both of them last year were virtual, by the way, but if you, and we can do it virtual like nobody else can, but if you go to the convention in Vegas somewhere in October, November, depends on the year, you get $2,000 for attending that. And then when you teach in the cloud, just like Alexis has, you get the $4,000 back on that. So you get the 16,000 gifted back to you in stock. For those of you guys that don't know what a $16,000 cap looks like, it's a $2.66 million of business at 3% commission. You can cap pretty fast. Okay, super, super cool. Now, once your cap has been paid in and you've done your 20 transactions, and the 250 then reduces to $75 as soon as you icon. So very, very cool setup. Now, team leaders and indie owners, listen up. This is more exciting for you than anybody else on this call. We have 3 different types of teams that you can plug your business into at eXp and not trade in your autonomy for all of the systems that we've covered, plus all the stuff that we just can't cover on this call, right? We have the ability to, at eXp, to come over as a self-organized team. You can come over as a standard team, which has a half cap. That means that all your team members aren't paying in 16,000, they're paying in 8,000. And then we have a mega team that you can come over at a $4,000 cap, a quarter cap, which means that you can bring your agents up in commission after $600,000-$700,000 of production. Now, we have different minimums to be able to get into these programs. So for your standard team, you have to have done at least $6 million of business. You have to have a team operating agreement. For your mega teams, you have to have at least 10 agents that have done $40 million of production to have $4,000 caps for all 10 of your team members, and then a full Rainmaker cap for whoever brings everybody over, the $16,000 cap. We can get into the minutia. Go on YouTube, type in Alexis, type in me, talk to the person that invited you on this call. We'll explain teams for you. We got great printouts on that. So for $149, I was able to go over there with a little team called the Lake Crew in Mooresville, North Carolina, middle of nowhere, and build a virtual empire of 1,710 agents in 4 years without ever writing a payroll check, ever having a brick and mortar office, ever being a full-time recruiter. All I've done is brought over 54 agents to this company and made sure that they were successful. And then they brought over their friends, and then they brought over their friends. And that's how we added 102 agents last month, just in my group. Okay, so eXp grows exponentially. If you look at their agent count and their revenue, their hockey sticks going up in a direction that no other brokerage has ever seen that kind of acute angle. Okay, we have an $85 a month brokerage fee, so we could separate the hobbyist from the actual people that are selling real estate. We have a per transaction $25 broker review fee, and then a $40 E&O insurance, which caps at $500. That's the entire enchilada. All right, so if you're a team owner, if you're a team leader, or you have an expansion team, if you have an expansion team, you got all these different profit center, market centers, and you have to, one person doesn't want to cooperate with you because they're in a different territory and they don't make money on your agents. All that stuff's erased. Glenn Sanford has taken the actual symptoms and let everybody else talk about those and just fix the core problem, which is that we can expand at eXp, and it doesn't have to be under your team name or your autonomy. Everybody can have their own team's own brokerages. I brought over 25 brokerages to eXp. None of them share my team name. Okay, so we'll get to all the questions and stuff in the chat room at the end here. So just hang tight with your questions. We'll answer everything. So this is your entire cost of being at eXp. All right, so let's go to the next spot. All right, so all we have covered on this call, by the way, which has been 40 minutes of nonstop talking and energy, is lane 1. And honestly, we haven't covered any of it. A third of you guys don't have health insurance. I'm paying half what I paid at Blue Cross Blue Shield, kept all the same doctors. Right? We haven't talked about express offers. We haven't shown you anything. We're just basically outlining the template of what this company looks like, and an hour is not enough time. So let's talk about lane 2. Most of you guys, the average eXp agent brings over between 1 and 2 friends a year. So this company isn't a company of recruiting. It's a company of 99% of people selling real estate and 1% of them taking advantage of the Icon Award and going out there and becoming the 3rd biggest transaction brokerage in the United States in no time. Okay, 2 years ago, we were not even heard of, right? Our stock was at $2.87 trading on the pink sheets when we came over. So it's a pretty quick storyline. We've been in business though since 2009, and Glenn Sanford has built out an infrastructure that just can't be competed with. So we have 5 ways that you earn stock at eXp. All right, so pay close attention to this because this has made more millionaires than you guys can count on your fingers. Okay, I've had 13 people just in my group that have become millionaires off stock portfolios that have never brought agents over to the company. That's this year. We're only in September. Oh, welcome to September, guys. Okay, so very simple. Your first transaction, and guess what? You're gonna have a first transaction every anniversary year. You get $2 of stock gifted to you. Okay, when you fully cap and you paid your $16,000 in, you get $4 of stock. When you bring over a friend, no matter where they live, husband and wife teams, they're considered one cap. Very cool. Domestic partnerships considered one cap. As long as you guys are sharing the same address, you're one entity. So there's a way to save half of your expenses for some of you guys. But when they come over and close their first deal, if you brought them over, not only do they get their $2 of stock, but you get $4 of stock for helping them get through their first transaction, because eXp knows that you were their sponsor and you leaned in and helped show them the way. Okay, so those are 3 ways that you earn stock gifted to you. Now, all gifted stock has a 3-year vesting period, which is the best thing that's ever happened to you, because Tom and I and Alexis, like Tom's the guy that I always do it with, he's in the next office. Tom, Alexis, and I, we're pretty impulsive people, and we would have sold that to build a pool or to pay off a house. And for 3 years, we were not able to sell it. And in the 3 years I was not able to sell it, it went from $9 to $165 a share and then split. So eXp made me wealthy by being patient, forced. Very important. Now, gifted icon award, we covered that. $8,000 immediately, $2,000 if you attend the shareholders meeting, $2,000 if you attend the convention, and then $4,000 if you teach in the cloud, because we only want productive agents as our teachers. Again, 3-year vesting period for half of that. Now, this next part is the biggest no-brainer I've ever heard in my entire life. Enroll and take 5% of your commission. If you choose to, enroll and take 5% of every transaction you do and get the stock at a 10% discount, and then sell it the next day. No brainer. If 100% of eXp agents are doing this, we have by far wealthier agents at our company than any other place doing the same thing. Every other antiquated real estate company, which is in my opinion, every franchise and every indie, every antiquated real estate company in the world is like walking up the staircase at the airport with all your luggage sweating bullets. And eXp, you look over, and Alexis and I have got our luggage, and we are walking up the escalator. We're burning the same amount of calories, but the rising tide is lifting our boats in a different way. That is lane 2 at eXp. Type in EXPI. Guess what I stands for? International. Really cool, right? Our stock is in a real estate company stock. It's got Virabella, the company that bought our technology. Gary Keller tried to buy this. They were doing business with us for years, so they gave us first right of refusal, and we bought them for $10 million cash. We have no debt. You know how you can prove that we have no debt? Go look at it. Also, companies with no debt often give dividends. We just got our first dividend, right? We have a $7 billion market cap, right? We are bigger than Realogy, which is Century 21, Caldwell Banker, Better Homes and Gardens. We passed RE/MAX like they were standing still. We'll be bigger than Keller Williams before they can even admit that they have a real competitor on their hands. This is a company that is growing. And all these agents that are coming over, which is a net count of over 2,000 agents a month, are coming over to eXp. They have to go under somebody. I just chose, hey, might as well be me. I'm going to bleed in. I'm going to pour into them as much as I can. So we went from 5,000 agents in October of 2017, 1 month after me coming over here, to 62,000 agents right now. Okay, I just celebrated 4-year anniversary. We'll be at 80, 90,000 agents by Thanksgiving, and be touching 100,000 agents by January 1. This company is on fire. All right, next slide, Alexis, because my remote's done. Let's talk about lane 3. So we have 62 people hanging in like a loose tooth on this call. I know you guys are drinking out of a fire hydrant and not a garden hose. So for some of you guys, take a sip of something, sit back, stretch your shoulders out, and then learn how to be an entrepreneur on this one page. Now, if you have zero interest in growing your business, and you have zero influence, and you have zero friends, and you make zero recommendations of things that you're passionate about or things that you like or opportunities, and it is a zero focus, that you want to save a couple other people that don't have themselves a retirement structured plan that's going to exit them out of the business, then at this point, unplug. We'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll answer all your questions. But right now, if you can say yes to any of those questions, let's talk about what they do with the 50% of the gross revenue at eXp, how they handle this. If you add up all 7 of these levels, all right, I'll explain to you what a level is. But if you add up all 7 of these levels, that equates to the full $16,000 cap. eXp takes one agent's $16,000 cap and they divide it up in 7 tiered generations of agents that you can grow in your organization. And they don't have to be on your team. They don't have to be in your state. You don't have to support them. eXp is there for them. You have to introduce one person to this company, and then they're going to be able to have the same opportunity that you have. Introduce somebody to the company, introduce somebody to the company. How many people do you have to bring to eXp? Nobody, just yourself. But if you choose to grow your brokerage and not to be drowned in management and responsibility and back-end stuff, which is what we are not designed to do as technicians, especially in this business, this is the matrix to unlock residual income that retired me in 7 months of being at eXp and got me out of a business that I had spent 20 years in that I couldn't figure out how to get out. My retirement plan before I understood this model was stroke, heart attack, cancer, death, right? That was my retirement plan, right? For me to catch up and save $100,000 a year, to have $4.4 million in the bank when I turned 60 years old in the years of 2007, 8, 9, 10, and 11, when we were doing 100 short sales a year, wasn't going to happen. So I had a little bit of making up ground to do. So I have an illustration on the right, but only after you explain how it works on the left. So a level 1 agent is any friend that you have that has a real estate license that's in any of the 18 countries that we're in right now. That agent plugs up to eXp. You work virtually or in person, right? I work with my people both. It's a hybrid model. But you bring them over to eXp, and eXp is going to recycle back to you 3.5% of their gross commission on every transaction they have. And it gets paid out on the 22nd of every month. And it's transparently showcased on your dashboard. So you can see it coming, how far they're at in their cap, what state they're in, the whole gamut, all there for you. Okay. So that 3.5% that you're earning money on their performance is not coming out of their pocket. It's coming out of eXp's 50%. All right. So let's just take a real quick breath here. Do I have to wait for it every year? No, you get paid every time there's a closing. It goes on the next month's revenue share. Is it transparently presented for me so I understand what's going on? Yes. Is it costing my agent anything? No. Does that agent have to be nearby? No. Okay. So once that agent does their first deal, it triggers. And then when they cap and go to 100%, it ends. Because if they're giving eXp 0% of their commission, then eXp has nothing to recycle back to you, right? So it's all basic common sense. So on the journey from their first deal to where they cap, that you earn 3.5% on every transaction, and that can equate up to $2,800 per agent if they cap. It's no small print here, no like fine print. It's if they cap, it's $2,800 of revenue share that you earn on them. Okay, so how many agents, Rich, do I have to bring over to eXp's? None. If I bring over 3 of my friends, what does that mean? Well, you can earn, if they all 3 cap, up to $2,800. Well, what's the benefit for them? Well, they can do the same thing, and they get all the stuff that we covered, and they also get your support because you brought them over here. You're their sponsor. You're here to help them. Well, guess what, guys? We don't have one of those typical systems out there on our agent count growth, right? So we are a 3-lane highway. Our compensation has this whole crazy theory. Okay, so buckle up for a second because I'm really going to irritate you. Instead of 5 or 6 very old, wealthy men cutting up billions of dollars at eXp like any other structured company out there, they've decided, let's get rid of the human resources department and let each agent participate in wealth by being a shareholder and being able to get paid on agents that they bring over to eXp. And if you don't want to participate, no problem. You'll get paid the shares, but you don't have to participate in lane 3, right? We won't recycle revenue and revenue share to you if you're not going to grow the company. But if you do, we're actually going to reward you for it. How cool is that? What a crazy idea. Now, some of these agents said, Rich, I saw that you made X amount of dollars last month, and I have some people that don't have retirement plans that would like to earn stock, that don't have technology, that don't have support, that are not on 80/20, that could use health insurance because their spouse just got laid off with COVID. or that because of COVID haven't opened up their door in 18 months. I want to bring them over to eXp. And I said, no problem. Bring them over. They'll be a level 1 to you, and you'll earn up to 3.5%. You'll earn 3.5% on their gross commission up to $2,800. And you can have as many as you want. So they do. So they bring over 10 level 1s. Well, for me, that's 10 level 2s. And as a level 2, I get compensated through eXp 4% of the gross commission up to $3,200 per year. Pretty crazy. How much does it come out of the pockets of my level 1 and level 2? None. Pretty wild. Well, level 3s come over, they're friends, and it's 2.5% of their gross commission up to $2,000, and it goes on all the way down this cycle. So let me tell you a very quick story. I brought over 50, I think I'm at 54 agents. I said 53 earlier on this call, but I just added one yesterday. So I'm at 54 agents in the course of 4 years. I'm not breaking land speed records. Usain Bolt's not sweating about me at night. I'm just bringing over an agent, maybe 2 agents a month, because I'm passionate about the company and I've been doing it for 23 years. I can talk about this, right? Now, those 54 agents brought over 300 level 2s. Now, how much can I make per level 2? All right. Now, they brought over 404 level 3s. 404 level 3s, I can earn up to $2,000 per agent. And they brought over 414 level 4s, which I can earn up to $1,200. And for me, I've unlocked all 7 levels, which I'll explain to you what unlocking is in 1 second. So now I have 1,710. I'm sure I've added an agent while I've been on this call, right? So I'm at 1,710 agents, and I'm earning respectively a different amount on all 7 tiers. But I only personally met the agents that I brought over, frontline agents. Now, eXp didn't want people gaming the system. They didn't want me to, dig up my dead uncle, get him a real estate license, put his fingerprint on something, send it into the commission, sign up to eXp, and then he gets lucky and brings over a 2,000 agent brokerage. And now we're not financially sustainable because they're paying out so much money to one agent that got really lucky. So what they said is, look, you have to unlock these levels to generate the income from what compounded underneath you. So Rich, when you bring over 5 direct agents, they can be anywhere, 5 direct agents to eXp, and they close at least one $5,000 deal every 6 months. So that's not a real heavy lift. That's like what, $170,000 house every 6 months. Then that person unlocks the next line. So if I have 5 people that are doing one $5,000 commission every 6 months, that unlocks my second level, and I earn the full $3,200 per capping agent on level 2. So I brought over, again, 54 agents, but 44 of them have had at least one $5,000 deal in the last 6 months. So I've unlocked all 7 groups. So my residual income just keeps growing and growing. So every August, which is my anniversary month, right? I mean, it's actually my anniversary month, September 1, but I came over August 4th. Every August, I have made roughly double what I made the last year because my agent count has doubled every year. So I was looking at my 1-year memory on Facebook when I woke up this morning, and I'm there saying that I'm just approaching 1,000 agents. And right now we've got about 250 agents onboarding. So I'm about 1,900 plus agents in 30 days within this next 30 days. I'm still really on target. So that is revenue share. So let me show you a quick illustration. So if you're 63 years old, you've been a diamond in this business for a long time, and you're getting tired because you don't want to compete against middle-aged guys like me that can possibly work weekends and nights longer than you can. And I don't want to compete against Alexis, who's 10 years younger than me, because she's just willing to do things I'm not willing to do anymore. She's got more energy in her than I do. Then you can start saying, well, what's my exit plan? So go get the Audible Die with Zero, figure out what you need to retire. And I've got an illustration here where you could add $36,000 of residual income that will continue to grow. So if you bring over 6 frontline agents, level 1s, these are friends, anywhere you have colleagues, people that you've done transactions with, people that are already on your team, people that work for your brokerage, people that work at your office that complain about their brokerage all the time. You bring over 6 agents that are capping, right? And don't worry about capping agents, you're choosing them. You don't have to go after agents that have never closed a deal. That's your choice. But you bring over, I bring over icon agents because I like eXp. That's $16,800 that's going to be dispersed to you every month in revenue share. Now, if all of them underperform and only bring over one agent apiece, that's 6 level twos that cap at $32 a piece. That's 19.2. That's $36,000 of passive income every year. It's like selling $1 million house, except you don't have to do anything. Once you brought them over, you plug them into the eXp, and then your work stops. You're getting paid for what you did yesterday, not what's in the pipeline forward. This is lane 3. This is how we go from going 100 miles an hour, speeding, taking chances, late, trying to cover distance, to lane 2, which is the cruise control lane, where you're chilling out, to lane 3, where we actually build residual income and exit the business. You can't exit going 100 miles an hour on the left lane without taking a huge risk and jeopardizing everybody else around you to get to the exit ramp. We're going to do lane 1. We're going to get stock in lane 2, whether you like it or not. Gift it away if you don't like it, right? I'll receive it. I love it. It's gone up 2,200% since I've been here, right? And then you have lane 3, which is at the end of a transaction, you can say, hey, you were a good agent. I think we could play on the same dodgeball team. Why don't you join a Wednesday call and learn more about why I came to eXp? They sign up underneath you. You plug them into our workplace group, which is eXp Family Tree. There's 3,600 of us. Go on expfamilytree.com and check out our website, learn our systems. It's all free to you guys. Get a guest pass. It's time for us to do some critical thinking. You're renting your career, and then you're going out there and saying that the brand is so important, even though you know you're the reason why you got all your business. So that is how we do it differently at eXp. Alexis, if you want to close this up.
Well said, Rich Tomasini.
Cool.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop the screen share. And we did have some questions in the chat box throughout everything. And what we'll do is, if you guys want to take a look at the chat box and look at the answers, if we need to elaborate on those, we absolutely will. Does anybody have any questions right now? They just want to pop out. Feel free to open your mics, shoot them at us. We pretty much know all there is to know. And if we don't know it, we know where to go to get the answer.
As always, you'll get to find out that I like asking questions. So first off, Rich, bam, that was amazing. So you got me fired up. The question about the $400 per agent, is that the agents that you bring in yourself? Like in the first line, you get $400 of stock on the first transaction. Does that also apply to anybody below in the second levels, or is it just the first level?
So it would be too much stock they're giving. You know, eXp is buying stock back every month, right? So it's only on the agents that you directly brought over that you receive that. The agents that they bring over, they receive it, but you stop getting those awards on that tier 2 agent group. Okay, so it's a really good question. So let me give you guys an illustration, and I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not making an income claim. So I'm not going to give you an exact number, but you can do the math. Okay, go back on NASDAQ and look at what we were trading 4 years ago. Okay, we weren't on NASDAQ 4 years ago, but it'll show you a span. Let's just go back 2 years. Let's make this real simple. Alexis is icon twice. If she icon twice in 2 years, nope. That is.
Oh yeah, in 2 years.
I'm saying the year before. I'm Grace, but I know who you are, and you'll do it next year. So she would have gotten $64,000 of stock at eXp. If we go back 2 years, the stock might have been trading at $7 a share. Now, when in March of this year we split, so now $64,000 of stock doubled. She's got $128,000 of stock that's gone from whatever single digit number it was to what's it trading today at? $48.11. You do the math and show me how that looks in your stock portfolio. And then you take that with all your skepticism and you bring it to your brokerage and say, in the last 2 years, what have you guys donated toward my retirement plan? And you're going to hear crickets, and then you're going to hear criticism and a narrative control thing. I'm not downing every brokerage. I'm downing your opportunity. If you guys want opportunity, this is where it's at. All right, anybody else have any other questions? Good to see you on here, Fred. We had a good turnout today for, hey, listen, nobody grows in August. This is a bad agent to grow your brokerage. Well, 102 people disagreed with that the last 30 days. I mean, we are growing like crazy right now. All right. So
Good questions.
look, Alexis, we must have done the first perfect job. Nothing left, nothing we missed.
It
So,
helps when there's 64 people on there. It gets you hyped. Thank you guys for coming today.
yeah, so whoever invited you on this call, don't think of them as an opportunist. What's the most they're going to make off you? We did the chart. If you cap, the most they'll make is $2,800 at zero expense to you. Zero expense to you. So they're looking out for you and they're trying to build something that's ours, not that's theirs. If you walk outside of your brokerage right now and you turn around and someone else's name is on that sign except for yours, then you know who their retirement plan is. It's you. We have the ability here to build our own thing and not to lose our autonomy because eXp doesn't want to be front and center. They just want to power your business. So check us out. If you want to learn about KV Core, which you can go get on your own. It's one of the very few things that's not proprietary here. Philanthropic, I think, is the word you were looking.
Yeah, and I can't say feminine either. See,
Looking for Alexis, because
I've got like 3 words
Okay.
I can't say right, y'all.
The last 5 minutes is the idiosyncrasies of Alexis and Rich. Let's avoid those 3 words because I've got to put all that out to the file. So, so anyway, what happens here is that whoever invited you on this call is your resource. Go back to them and get the questions answered. If you want to learn KV Core, it's $600 to $800 a month. Go sign up. It'll cost you $15 to get signed up, and then you can pay a BMW payment to them every month, or you can come over here for 85 bucks. But either way, go listen to Alexis Hughes on her YouTube channel, explain KV Core in a 3-part series. It's insane. Okay, go on my YouTube channel and watch me rant about eXp. Go do your homework and then go back to the person that invited you on this call and sign up.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
I'm going to admit Louisa and ask her what the benefit of coming on the call is. 1 minute after.
At 11.
Okay, so listen, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Thank you for
Fred asked, is it all part of your $85 a month